Hey there, thanks for checking out another one of my videos. Today, I want to share with you the favorite items that I've been using this July. Hard to believe we're already into July. Let's get started. Okay, the first thing that I want to talk about is kind of a vacation that my boyfriend and I took this month. It was his birthday and we wanted to do something really big and exciting, and it just never seemed to come together. I would have loved to have gone to New York. He was really into going to New York as well. We talked about even just doing an couple overnight trips close by, and ultimately what it came down to was I never know my schedule. This month we decided to just go somewhere local, and if you guys are at all familiar with the state of Michigan, I am becoming much more familiar the more I'm living here. Michigan is obviously shaped like a hand, and we live somewhere down in here, I believe, and we decided to go on a trip up here in the tip of the thumb. We went to Port Austin. And this was one of those places that I believe maybe this year or last year was showing on a travel channel, a travel magazine. Somewhere it came out that this was a hidden gem of Michigan. And it was only about a 2.5-hour drive from us. And it was still kind of more up northy. So my boyfriend likes camping and likes doing that kind of stuff. So we decided to venture up there. It was incredible. I'm going to insert some of the pictures from our trip. We went on a 7-mile round trip kayaking venture out to something called Turnip Rock. And you guys, as you can see from the pictures, this was just beautiful. I'm not an experienced kayaker, so it was, I have to say, a little difficult to get out there because it was really windy. But once we got out there, it was gorgeous. We brought a little packed lunch and we just had such a great time. We also stayed at a bed and breakfast. I have never stayed at a bed and breakfast before, and neither had my boyfriend. And ultimately, I made these big plans for a hotel and it ended up being kind of far away. And so we ended up last minute going by this beautiful bed and breakfast that had a vacant sign up outside of it, and we went in and met the most sweet couple who has owned this place for about 30 years, and it just was incredible. We had such a great experience. So definitely my favorite of the month was this little overnight trip that we took for my boyfriend's birthday. But I do have to say that I think so many of us are so great at worldly travels, and I think I've said this before in my videos, that we're not really 100% comfortable or confident with what is right here closest to us. So if I give any advice to any of you, look and see some of the hidden gems in your area and venture out this summer or into this fall and do something, even if it's once every month or once every couple months that's new, that's close, that you've heard about. So that's definitely my first favorite for this month, and my tip for you and challenge to try to do something within the next few months that is new and different for you in your area. My second favorite is actually something that, as you can kind of probably tell, I am not wearing any makeup today, and I purposely did this for this video because if you've been watching my last couple months, I have, for some reason, had such a hard time getting my skin regulated. I had been using Rodan & Fields, and nothing against those products, but unfortunately, they were just, I believe, too harsh for my skin. I finally went and saw a dermatologist and was recommended not to use those products. She recommended a few different things, but ultimately said most skincare is pretty much equal. And so I tried a couple, I think I was trying Clinique, and I went back to Dermalogica, and I was just kind of going back and forth. I also think between vacations and traveling, my skin was just not very happy with me the last couple months. It's nothing really bad, but I did notice a few breakouts here, a couple up on my forehead, and I finally think that I found something that may work to just a simple approach, really, to skincare. And my girlfriend started asking me if I was familiar at all with this brand called Beauty Counter. She sells it, and it's not anything that I think I will ever end up selling. I've tried the marketing things, and I'm just not a good salesperson. However, I did want to try a few things. Last month we took a quick weekend getaway with a couple of my girlfriends, and she brought it, and I tried a few different products and I liked them, and when I came home I ordered a few. Now I can honestly say I've been using them for probably about half the month to the full month of July, and I have noticed results. The two products that I ended up using of hers that I've really liked is, the first one is a charcoal cleansing bar, and this is just a bar of soap. And what I've actually done is I heat up the bar in the microwave for a couple seconds and it melts it a little bit so that I can make these kind of littler size bars of soap. I feel like if I cut them up, then I don't use the whole thing. I feel like so much bar of soap gets wasted when it's in your shower or wherever. So I've cut a bunch of these little things, and it actually smells really refreshing. And anyways, I've been using this pretty much every day, and that's pretty much all I've been using on a daily basis. I just rub the little piece of that I've cut off in between my hands and rub it on and rinse it off. I do, when I'm in the shower, try to use my Clarisonic every other day to every 3 days. I think that I had great skin when I was using the Clarisonic regularly, and I'm actually able to just take that bar of soap and rub it on the little cleansing brush bristles, I guess. And it makes a great lather. I just am really pleased with it, and I kind of feel like maybe at this point my skin just needs to go back to the basics. The second item that I ordered from her was actually this number 3 Balance and Charcoal face mask, and I don't know if I'll be able to get it to focus, but I will leave a link below what it is. This is such a great face mask, and I've only been doing it, I probably do it it recommends every 2 to 3 days. So I've done that a couple times, and I think combined with the bar of soap, it's just a really simple face regimen. And I have to say, I know that there's so many other things that are in this line that are recommended, but right now what's working for me is a simple bar of soap and the face mask. So those definitely are my favorites for this month as well. As I mentioned earlier, we did spend quite a bit of time outside this month. Our kayaking trip, we've been trying to do yard work. I have been going through a lot of stuff, and ultimately I'm realizing one of my favorite things to do at night is just spend an hour or so outside on the porch, just sitting, whether it's flipping through Instagram, reading a book, or just relaxing. So needless to say, lots of time outside, and I have mentioned at least this product in probably last month or 2 months ago. 2 different sunscreens that I was using. My boyfriend unfortunately forgot to put sunscreen on before we went kayaking and ended up looking like a lobster. I in turn put lots of sunscreen on, and I only applied it once before we left the house, and I was not burnt at all. What I have been using is this. It's I've been told by my dermatologist that it's really important to have the zinc sunscreen. So I've been using this, and this is actually for face, but I have been using it for my body as well. This has proven to be really great. And then this I also got in the Rachel Zoe Box of Style. This is also by Beauty Counter, and it is the protective sunscreen, and it's just the little kind of stick of it, and I have not had any burning in the last couple months since I've started using these. So those definitely are summer favorites for you. 2 more beauty items. One is I go in spurts where I do my nails quite a bit, and then I won't do them at all. And lately I have been doing the gels. I think the last 2 months I've done gels. I did it for a trip to Florida. I also did it again for a wedding. And I finally took them off, and usually when I take my gels off or really quit going and getting manicures, my nails are very brittle and tend to break off very quickly. And I have been shocked this month. I took the gels off. My manicure is terrible right now, but my nails are probably longer than they have been in years, or really ever. And I think a big reason for that is I have been putting the nail teak underneath once I take my polish off, and then after I put my color on, I've been putting this Instant Gel Effect top coat, and I may have mentioned this also in another one of my favorites, but I think it is worthy to say again, this has really been helping my nails stay strong, and yeah, they look great for what they are, especially considering I've been doing so much outdoor work and just trying not to baby my nails really this summer, and I've been shocked at how strong they are. So that's definitely a favorite for this month as well. Another one of my favorites is an item that I actually got in the clearance section at Ulta. It is Blow Pro Essentials dry shampoo, and this I was really impressed with. I've tried a couple different dry shampoos, and somehow they just, I feel like the texture is a little like gritty, or they kind of turn my hair white, and this is so far my favorite dry shampoo. Okay, the next item really shocked me, and mainly because I just recently recorded my 5 luxury items that I least use. I'll go ahead and link that video up here. But in that video, I talked about a Neverfull pouch in the Damier Ebene print. This item was for sale on there. It currently is still for sale, but check the description box below to see if it has sold. Needless to say, I was ready to get rid of it. I still am ready to get rid of it. But my most used luxury item for this month was actually the Neverfull pouch in the Monogram with the turquoise lining. This has been such a great thing for summer. I think my boyfriend is kind of getting a little overwhelmed with me asking, which bag should I carry? What should I carry? And a lot of times when we're just running out to get ice cream really quick, or we're going to the park, there's a certain time and place for great luxury bags, and I think that time and place is pretty much all the time. My boyfriend, he thinks differently. He thinks that I should just have some cheap bag to carry when it's not appropriate, apparently, in his mind to carry luxury items. However, I have found that this has become such a perfect little guide to carry. It's easy, and surprisingly it fits more than I expected. And although I don't really want to keep and don't use my Damier Ebene one, this one has been great this summer. I think with the little color here, it makes just a great little pop of color, but it's also such an easy grab and go, and this definitely was my most used for the month of July. So this last month, I've also done a lot of internal thinking. I've recorded 2 different videos that touched on money. I will link both of those videos at the end of this video, but I'm realizing how important spending just a little bit of time for me really is. So in those little bits of time, I've been doing them usually around 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock at night before I start dinner. And I found 2 things that I'm really enjoying doing. One is just a normal words game book. I am not that smart, I have to say, that things like crossword puzzles are not my bread and butter. However, doing word searches, fill-ins, the word kind of games, that kind of stuff has been really fun. So I definitely recommend finding something that you really enjoy that takes your mind off of everything else that's going on in your life. Along with my word books, I also have noticed in the last couple years, really since I graduated from school, I'm not doing much writing anymore. Almost everything I do is typed, so my handwriting has gotten worse and worse over the last probably 15-20 years. About 6 months ago, I found a great person. I think I actually found her through Instagram. Her website is kellycreates.com, and it's beautiful brush lettering. You can purchase little templates, and you also can sign up for her newsletter, in which she usually does little free one-word templates as well. But essentially what it is these little sheets, practice sheets, and she has everything from letters to just simple drills, and I have been really loving this. I think this is such a good way to kind of give my mind a rest throughout the day and just be able to do something creative that's hopefully in the end going to help my handwriting, but also it's been so great. I've been using these dual brush, I'm just going to pick up the light, dual brush markers, and all you really have to do is follow these, first she does, you know, the darker lines and then a little bit lighter, and then at the bottom there's always a place for you to try the skills. And I have to say, whether my handwriting ever gets as good as hers, I highly doubt that, but needless to say, it's been super great just for me to mentally have a break throughout the day and actually concentrate on something that is easy and fun and enjoyable. But like adult coloring, which I've always loved, I think that just doing something where you can shut off your brain for just a few minutes a day is really helpful. Thank you all for watching another one of my favorite videos. If you have any questions or comments, definitely make sure to leave them below. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already and would like to see more videos from me. Thanks! Maybe I'm coming at you with, when I say coming at you, and it's literally because I just watched Mink's videos. This is gonna be a long one. Hey guys, thanks for being there. Oh, somebody wants to sit on my lap. Little girl. Bentley, no licking. Hey, no licking. You're gonna sit up here, gotta lay down. Michigan obviously is shaped like a thumb. No, it's not shaped like a thumb, it's shaped like a hand. Back for my tip and really like, there's Bentley hair. This video, what's that video called? I literally just uploaded a video and cannot remember what it's called. This is not going anywhere well. Let's try this all over again. I don't even know if that made any sense, but I'm going with it because I just spent 20 minutes trying to record the same little clip. Really I don't know what I'm trying to come up. I don't have it in my hand, so I have to stop the video. Just end it and wrap it up and move on with that. Then I need to say something.